A thunderstorm can be very exciting to watch, as long as you're in a safe place. Trying to drive in a downpour can be a real mess. And of course, if caught in a thunderstorm, we can only hope for some nearby shelter. At any given moment, there are about 2,200 thunderstorms occurring on Earth. Most occur in tropical regions. The atmosphere of our planet is divided into several sections, but all the weather occurs in the bottom layer called the troposphere. This layer contains most of the air and extends about 7 to 11 miles above the Earth's surface. It is a layer of constantly circulating air. The sun heats the Earth unevenly. The tropics receive more direct rays of sunlight, causing the land and water to heat up. The air above this heated land becomes warm and rises, often forming thunderstorms. Most thunderstorms occur in the tropics. At the poles, the land and air receive little radiant energy from the sun. The rays that strike the poles are slanted and spread out over a larger area. The result is cold air of the polar regions. The circulation that occurs is similar to that seen in a pot of boiling water. The warm air from the tropics rises and moves toward the poles, where the air is cooled and sinks and moves back toward the tropics. Air movement and flow is affected by the fact that the Earth is spinning and the fact that the land is uneven. The spin of the Earth causes the air to move in curved paths. The up and down rise and fall action of air as it moves from water to land and mountain to valley causes many changes. Depressions, or areas of low pressure, often form over oceans where cold, heavy air masses from the poles meet warm, wet air masses from the tropics. Lows are associated with poor or stormy weather. A front forms between two differing air masses. The winds blowing from the west move the air in an easterly direction. Two fronts form. A warm front marks the leading edge of the warm air. A cold front marks the edge of the cold air pushing from behind. In the northern hemisphere, lows rotate in a counterclockwise direction, and highs rotate in a clockwise direction. The two air masses begin to spiral. The warm air spirals over the cold air mass. The warm, moist air rises, forming different types of clouds. At the cold front, the rise of warm air is dramatic and huge cumulonimbus clouds may form. These are thunderstorm clouds. Cumulonimbus clouds may be several miles across and as much as 60,000 feet tall. They contain huge amounts of moisture. When the warm air rises, the moisture contained in the air condenses, and visible water droplets form, creating a giant cloud. The powerful winds in the cumulonimbus cloud lift water droplets higher into the cloud. These updrafts are responsible for helping the water droplets to grow in size. As the droplets are carried up, they collide with other droplets and increase in size. When the droplets are large and heavy enough to overcome the updrafts, they fall to the ground as rain. This creates a downdraft that eventually cancels out the updraft, causing the storm to die out. However, in the meantime, a great deal of precipitation may have taken place during the 20 or 30 minutes of storm activity. Along with the precipitation, a thunderstorm usually unleashes heavy winds, thunder, and lightning. The lightning occurs because of the buildup of static charges in the cloud. The updrafts and downdrafts in the cloud cause raindrops and snowflakes to be tossed around. Some of the raindrops or snowflakes split apart and become charged with electricity. The top of the cloud becomes positively charged, and the lower part of the cloud becomes negatively charged. The negative charge may suddenly jump to the positive charge, causing nearby air molecules to glow for a second. This is called lightning. Lightning may jump within a cloud or between clouds, and it may streak to the ground. The negative charge in the bottom of the cloud causes the Earth to take on a positive charge. This happens because like charges repel or move away from each other. So the negative charges in the Earth move away, making the ground positive. Then a lightning flash may jump from the cloud to the Earth, or from the Earth to the cloud. This is called a stroke of lightning. Lightning strokes are usually only as thick as a man's finger, but they are very hot, with temperatures as much as 60,000 degrees Fahrenheit. It is the heat that causes air around the lightning strike to expand quickly, resulting in thunder. Worldwide, there are about 100 lightning strikes every second, for a total of about 8.5 million strikes a day. A single lightning bolt contains as much as 100 million volts of electricity. When hit by lightning, many things explode because of this terrific energy. Lightning causes most forest fires and kills an average of 80 or more Americans each year. These people are out in the open, standing under trees, or even watching TV. Good advice would be to seek shelter in buildings and to avoid electrical devices during a thunderstorm. If you must be outside, seek a low spot away from water. You usually see the lightning before you hear the thunder because light travels much faster than sound. But you can figure out how far away the storm is by counting the number of seconds between the lightning and its thunderclap. Then divide by 5, and the answer is the number of miles the storm is from you. One very dangerous aspect of a thunderstorm is called a microburst, or a downburst. This happens when a strong downdraft from the storm cloud hits the ground and spreads out with wind speeds as much as 100 miles per hour. This microburst can damage trees, buildings, and if near an airport, it can cause disaster to airplanes. It may sound like a tornado and cause damage similar to tornadoes. Since 1964, 491 people have died in airplane crashes caused by microbursts. If temperatures are below freezing, a blizzard may form instead of a thunderstorm. Much snow may fall, and winds may blow the snow into huge drifts. Another severe weather problem is associated with cumulonimbus clouds. Tornadoes may form from the powerful updrafts of a thunderstorm. 90% of all tornadoes in the world occur in the U.S., and most of those occur in the area known as Tornado Alley, which extends from Texas to Ohio. A tornado may have wind speeds of 300 miles per hour or better. These winds are very destructive. Tornadoes may develop on the southwest side of a thunderstorm. They develop when air in a thunderstorm's updraft begins to rotate. The tornado funnel may move toward the ground, though it may never touch down. When tornadoes touch down, they move at a speed of 30 to 60 miles per hour. Their path may be a few hundred feet to as much as a mile in width. Tornadoes will cause great destruction. They have great lifting ability and have been known to carry cars, livestock, and people long distances. Tornadoes have plucked chickens of all their feathers and have even removed a farmer's potato crop from the ground. If you are in the path of a tornado, seek shelter in a basement or storm shelter. The tornado is the most violent storm on Earth. Heavy rains, powerful winds, lightning, and sometimes hail often occur before a tornado. There are things to look for when trying to spot a tornado. Rotary cloud motion at the base of a thundercloud. Any rotating cloud of debris near the ground. Funnel-shaped clouds. The sound of a tornado is described as a loud roaring noise, similar to the sound of a train going through a tunnel. A new type of weather radar is called Doppler radar. It can be used to detect more than just the precipitation in a storm. It can see the movement of the wind. This information can help in identifying severe storms that are capable of producing tornadoes. The use of Doppler radar helps the National Weather Service provide early or advanced warning for areas threatened by possible tornado activity. Maybe you have seen a warning broadcast on radio, TV. Of all the severe storms, the hurricane is the deadliest. Approximately 6,000 people are killed each year in the world by hurricanes. They are called hurricanes in the Atlantic, typhoons in East Asia, and cyclones in the Indian Ocean. They are tropical cyclones of low pressure that develop in the warm, moist air over the warm waters of the equator's oceans. Hurricanes last about 10 days and are usually about 300 to 400 miles wide. They are made of strong winds spiraling around a calm area called the eye. Once a hurricane forms, it usually travels toward the west, but they are totally unpredictable. As they move along, they pick up large quantities of warm, moist air from the ocean they move over. This moist air is lifted in the spiraling winds of the eye and provides energy for the powerful winds and moisture for the tremendous rains. If the hurricane veers off course and moves into colder ocean areas, it will usually die out to become a normal tropical depression. Over land, the hurricane can no longer pull in warm, moist air from the ocean, so it begins to weaken just as going over cold or cool water. A hurricane can leave a terrible path of destruction. Advance warning is critical to ensure the protection of lives. The National Weather Service keeps a close watch on tropical depressions to maintain an early warning system. When it comes to nature's most powerful forces, thunderstorms, tornadoes, and hurricanes, common sense, caution, and advanced warning are important factors for survival. Severe storms are unpredictable, powerful, and dangerous. If your area receives a weather warning, take advantage of that information and protect yourself and others. Plan in advance what you will do in such an emergency, because seconds can save lives.